Do you live in a moment when fear seems to dominate your steps? Perhaps it is not a loud, overwhelming fear, nor something tragic, but rather that silent fear, the one that hides deep inside your mind, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of not being accepted, the fear of failing before even trying. Shakespeare reminds us of something profound. Our fears make us lose more than the calamities themselves. Fear is an invisible thief. It steals our dreams before we even have the chance to fulfill them. It paralyzes us, makes us step back, convinces us that it is safer not to try than to risk truly living. How many times have you held back from taking a step because of fear? How many times have you given up before you even began because a voice inside you whispered, "What if it doesn't work?" How many opportunities have you lost because you believed more in that voice than in your own ability? Fear has this cruel power. It makes us suffer twice. We suffer first in our imagination, creating disastrous scenarios that may never exist. And we suffer again in reality, when we realize that life has passed us by and we did not have the courage to live what we could have lived. The most ironic thing is that many times the calamity we fear so much never arrives. What once seemed impossible could have become possible if only we had taken a single step. But that step is never taken. The life we could have lived, the choices we could have made, the dreams we could have fulfilled, simply never happen. Fear is a silent enemy. It does not appear all at once. It grows in small doses, in fleeting thoughts. It hides when you believe you are not ready, when you think you are not capable, when you feel you have no strength. It disguises itself as prudence, but at its core, it is nothing more than paralysis. And here lies the great truth. Fear is not reality. Fear is only an interpretation of reality. It is like a shadow on the wall, cast in a distorted shape. It seems larger, more threatening. But when we look closely, we realize it was never that big. Think of how many times you feared something that never came to pass. How many nights of anxiety you spent worrying about problems that never arrived. How many decisions you refused to make because of risks that never became real. Fear not only robs us of the present, it condemns us to an empty future. Fear touches every area of life. It keeps the entrepreneur from starting a business. It silences words of love in a relationship. It makes parents doubt themselves in front of their children. It prevents talented people from showing their voice to the world. And yet every time someone chooses to face fear, they discover that the strength was there all along. Fear does not vanish before action. It shrinks during action. It is when we take the first step, even while trembling, that we realize the giant was never as big as we imagined. Life calls for courage. Courage to make mistakes. Courage to try again. Courage to put yourself out there. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to keep moving forward in spite of it. Shakespeare understood this. It is not calamity that defeats us, but the surrender brought on by fear. That is why now I want to ask you something. If this message has touched your heart, like this video. By doing so, you help this reflection reach other people who, right at this moment, may be trapped in their fears, needing to hear that it is still possible to overcome. Fear may be telling you that you are not capable, but the truth is, you have faced hard situations before, and you have survived every single one of them. If you are hearing these words today, it means you have already proven to yourself that you can overcome more than you ever imagined. Fear will always try to paralyze you, but you have the choice not to give in. Every time you decide to act, even with fear, you grow. With every step you take, you become stronger. And with time, what once seemed impossible becomes natural. Life is not meant to be lived in absolute safety. It is meant to be experienced, to be risked, to be felt in all its intensity. If you allow fear to decide for you, you will live only a fraction of the life you could have lived. How many opportunities would you stop losing if you were not afraid to act? How many doors would open? How many stories could be written? In the end, fear is nothing but an illusion. It exists only in the mind, and it has only the power you choose to give it. A real calamity may happen one day, but it happens once. Fear, when fed, happens every single day. Choose not to live imprisoned by this illusion. Choose to truly live. And before we finish, I want to invite you to subscribe to our channel. Here, you will always find words of courage, deep reflections, and inspiration to face your days with greater strength. Subscribing means that when fear shows up again, you will always have a reminder that you don't have to be controlled by it. Shakespeare was right. Our fears make us lose more than any calamity ever could. Do not allow fear to keep stealing your life. Fear does not have to be the end. It can be the beginning of a courage you never imagined you had. And the